Ukrainian forces have lost about half of the territory they captured in Russia's Kursk region. US officials estimate that if Russia steps up efforts to push back Ukrainian forces from the start of the new year, the Ukrainian military could be forced to withdraw from Kursk by spring 2025 to avoid the risk of encirclement. That could deprive Kiev of important leverage in ceasefire talks with Russia. This is reported by Bloomberg. The Ukrainian army is already facing personnel shortages and uncertainty about future supplies from the United States and other allies, while trying to resist a Russian offensive in the east. In the Kursk region, where Ukrainian troops have captured part of the territory, they are opposed by about 12,000 North Korean soldiers who support Russian forces. If Moscow launches a more coordinated effort to push Ukrainian forces out of the region, it could happen as early as next month. In that case, US officials estimate Ukrainian forces could hold the area only until spring before being forced to retreat or risking encirclement. This period is crucial, as Ukrainian officials plan to use the territory captured in the Kursk region as leverage in future negotiations. Despite statements by President-elect Donald Trump, who took office on January 20th, that he wants to end the war as soon as possible, reaching a ceasefire agreement could take several months due to the complexity of the situation for both sides. Russian President Vladimir Putin said on Thursday, December 26th, that he was unaware of the Trump administration's proposal to freeze the war in exchange for guarantees that Ukraine would not join NATO for decades to come. He also stressed that such an agreement would not satisfy Russia. With Russia's advantage on the battlefield, it could drag out negotiations to try to seize more territory before a potential ceasefire can solidify the front line. Meanwhile, Ukrainian forces have managed to hold on to positions in the Kursk region longer than expected, thanks to US permission to use long-range missiles to strike Russian territory, one official said. Another official noted that Ukraine's goal in Kursk Oblast was not to hold territory, but to create a shock effect from a counteroffensive and wear down Russian forces. In that case, the retreat could be presented as a tactical success. Two other officials expressed hope that Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelenski would decide to withdraw from Kursk Oblast in time to avoid heavy losses. Despite the possibility of a Ukraine withdrawal, the operation has already inflicted significant losses on both Russian and North Korean units. John Kirby, a spokesman for the US National Security Council, told reporters on Friday that North Korean forces, backed by Russia, are carrying out intensive attacks on Ukrainian positions in the Kursk region. As a result, more than 1,000 people have been killed and wounded in the past week alone.
Hundreds of members of the Syrian insurgent group that overthrew former President Bashar Assad marched through the streets of Damascus on Friday in a show of force. The fighters with Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, or HTS, gathered at the Abbasayin Square before riding vehicles mounted with heavy machine guns and driving through different neighborhoods of the capital. The show of force by HTS comes days after members of Assad's minority Alawite sect protested in different parts of the country, leading to an exchange of fire in some areas. Until Assad's fall earlier this month, Alawites held senior positions in the military and security agencies in Syria. HTS fighters are Sunni Muslims, the majority sect in the country. South Korean intelligence has confirmed reports of a wounded North Korean soldier being captured by Ukrainian forces in Russia's Kursk region. The news of the capture surfaced on Ukrainian media outlets the previous evening, reports Yonhap news agency. The largest South Korean news agency stated on Friday, December 27, that the wounded North Korean soldier had been captured alive. Through real-time information sharing with a friendly nation's intelligence organization, we confirmed the capture of a wounded North Korean soldier and plans to thoroughly examine the subsequent development, the National Intelligence Service said in a brief release, as quoted by Yonhap. On the evening of December 26, reports began circulating online, accompanied by a photograph, suggesting that Ukrainian Special Operations Forces had likely captured the first North Korean soldier sent to fight alongside Russian forces. This was reported, among others, by the Telegram channel _Warshal18 and the Militarnyi. According to the Telegram channel's posts, this North Korean soldier appeared to have been wounded. However, no detailed information about his condition was provided. The Special Operations Forces conducted an operation to eliminate the enemy in the Kursk direction. In addition to successfully completing the mission, there were also trophies, prisoners, including a mercenary from Korea, as well as an armored personnel carrier equipped with anti-cumulative protection, stated the Ukrainian media. It is important to note that prior to this, there had been no reports of North Korean soldiers being captured while assisting Russia in its fight against Ukraine. If confirmed, this would mark the first addition to the exchange pool of North Korean soldiers.